Hi everyone, it's about 7:30 in the evening and I've just got a few tiny little jobs to do out here, not much, but the purpose of this video, what this video is about, is one specific subject, and that is our pigs. Now, if you follow the podcast, then you will probably already know the news, and it's some news that we received over a month ago, but we've kind of been processing it and dealing with it and working out how we're going to approach it. But basically the long and the short of it is we have to give up our pigs. We can't keep pigs here anymore, and it's, when we were told, it was devastating because they're a really big part of what we're doing here. They are they probably make up sort of at least 50% of our meat consumption, and we have to give them up. So we're going to have a little bit of a chat today about that, about how it's come about and where we're going to go from here. So most of you will know our pigs, and for those of you who don't, here they are. These are the two boys, and the female will join us in a second, I'm sure. So we recently came up with a plan, because we've got all this woodland here. This is, their run is about an acre. Well, actually it's a bit more than an acre, about an acre and a half. And here they are. Look. You couldn't wish for a better environment for pigs. And so, they've got the run of all this wood here, which is a mixture of ash and oak, so they get the acorns in the autumn and all that kind of thing. They've got a great life, but we raise them and we have them for meat. That's their purpose here. That's their purpose to us. But obviously, while they're with us, we try and give them the best life we possibly can. Now, I don't want to get into the ins and outs in too much detail about why we can't have them. All I will say is basically my landlord has, or my landlady should I say, has said that she doesn't want us to keep pigs here anymore, and she's an amazing person, and we are only able to live here because she offers it to us at a reduced rent. We wouldn't be able to live here otherwise, and for whatever reason, it really doesn't matter the reason, she's decided that she doesn't want the pigs here anymore, and as far as I'm concerned, that's the end of it. So there's lots of reasons and everything else behind it, but none that I really feel I'm able to share with you guys, so you'll have to just accept that, I'm afraid. I'm just going to give them a little, they've already eaten, I'm just going to give them a few veggies to keep them a little bit quiet while we have a chat. So if you've been following me for a while, you'll already know that sometime around 6 or 9 months ago, we basically came up with this new plan, the new pig plan. And the idea was that we were going to change what we were doing. We first started here with someone else's pigs. Someone else basically housed their piglets here, and we looked after them, and in exchange they paid us with a pig's worth of meat that was already butchered. And that was a really great way of getting my family sort of started along that path of eating meat that we butcher ourselves. Following that, the following year, what we did is we got in 2 weaners, which are basically big piglets, and we raised them ourselves, and then we butchered them, or the plan was that we were going to butcher them. And the first one of those we butchered in the autumn. These were 2 girls, and around this time we decided that we were, instead of buying weaners in every year to fatten up, basically what we were going to do is keep one. And she's behind me over there. The big one of these 3 is one obviously we've had since a very young pig, and we decided rather than bringing in weaners every year, we were going to bring in some males and basically keep one of the males, and they were going to be a breeding pair. So our kind of plan was in perpetuity then. We were going to be breeding pigs. The idea was, because we're getting close to the point now where we were due to harvest another one, so we were going to harvest one of the males and then keep a breeding pair. And hopefully by the time that we needed to harvest another one, we'd have piglets that were big enough to do that. And, that was the plan until, like I say, about a month ago. I felt like I'd cracked it. I really felt like it was a great thing, that particular part of our mission was solved, because it kind of ticked so many boxes. That's Mum in the background, or was going to be the mum. And it ticked so many boxes because it was going to provide us with our pork, but it was also going to mean that we didn't need to purchase in weaners any longer. We were going to be breeding our own. But it also meant, because each litter is going to be about a dozen pigs, we were going to be able to sell maybe even 10 piglets every year at £40 each. That's a substantial income. So it just felt, I remember thinking that, well, we've cracked it. This is a fantastic use of this wood. And that's ultimately what we need to remember, and what we need to come back to is not be thinking about what we're missing, and not be thinking about what is being, denied us or taken from us, but think about what we actually have. And I'm a huge believer in you deal with the situation that you have, not the situation you wish you had. You deal with the things that you have, not the things that you wish you had. So yes, it's hugely disappointing, and I was absolutely devastated. And that's why it's taken me a month to actually put this video together, because I was kind of in denial. I was like, well, maybe opinions will change and people will come round, but I've kind of accepted it now and moved on, and that's why I'm here talking to you guys about it. So it is a big deal, very big deal to us, but we will fill the void. So like I was saying before, rather than thinking, well, we've got pigs and someone's taking them away from us, that's not what's happening. We've got an opportunity. We've still got this woodland. So rather than worry about what we don't have, I'm going to focus on what we do have, which is this amazing piece of woodland. So it's an opportunity to do different things with it. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it yet. My first thought is turkeys, but there's issues with predators and lots of other things. So I certainly haven't decided yet, and I'm very keen on ideas. If you have any ideas of what we should use it for, because we basically, in I don't know, maybe 2 months, we're going to be losing our pigs. So there's no sort of fixed deadline for when we need to get rid of them. But I said, basically the phraseology was within a few months. So within a couple of months now, I need to be pigless. I've thought long and hard about keeping pigs somewhere else. Doesn't really work. Just the fencing requirements, it'd have to be somewhere that was already set up perfectly, and then just the time that it takes to feed them, it just doesn't work for us. It has to be here, or within walking distance of here, and that's just not something that we're going to find. So the idea of keeping them somewhere else is ruled out, because again, my work commitments, my wife's work commitments, it's not something we can afford to really do. Yeah, I'd love to hear your ideas as to what we might use this woodland for. A few things you should know. It can't be anything that requires a big monetary investment. A few £100 maybe to stock it with things, but we wouldn't be looking to spend a lot of money. And also, it can't take up a lot of our time. As you guys know, my time is a finite resource that's pretty much all allocated already. So, any ideas you might have, I'm all ears. So, it's going to leave a big gap in our protein, in our meat procurement. So we need to fill that with something. And, I've got, again, lots of ideas there. I definitely want to get some turkeys, but, maybe I'm thinking about rabbits, although I have an issue there because the rest of my family, that would be a step too far, at least for now. So my wife, certainly until very, very recently, wouldn't eat rabbit. She's recently said that, she would try some rabbit if it was, not one we'd raised here, and she'd got to know. But so I'm going to make a rabbit stew or something soon and see how that goes down, because that could open a really nice door. But other than that, I'm not sure where we go, because after this, the only meat that we're raising here are goats, which, if had I known, I might have butchered one of our goats this year rather than sell them all, one of our kids. But that's where we are. So it's got goats and chickens. They're currently the only meat we're raising here. Obviously I fish, and we can catch our own fish. Hello, love. Yeah, I know. Very happy, aren't you? Very happy. And we can catch crayfish and things like that, and pheasant, but it means we're not raising very much here. You're not happy about it either, are you, love? So the other thing it means is that we're going to actually harvest these two guys pretty soon, because you know there's all sorts of other issues now, because basically I don't know if she's pregnant, and that raises some sort of, I don't know if you'd call them ethical, moral issues, or I certainly don't want to harvest a pregnant pig for lots of different reasons. I don't think that'd be much fun, but you know, we might be in a position where we have very little choice. But anyway, these are all debates that I'm having with myself all the time, but we're definitely going to be harvesting the two males fairly soon, and quite possibly all three. So there you go, no more pigs for me, no more pigs. And yeah, it's going to be a big change. I don't know where we're going from here, but what an amazing opportunity. All this woodland, we have the opportunity to do something else with it. So it's going to make harvesting the firewood that little bit easier, that's for sure. And there are some wild edible mushrooms that grow in this wood that I haven't been harvesting, just because the pigs get there first. So you know, there's lots of opportunities. But what I don't want, the one thing that's super important to me, is I don't want the space to go to waste. I have to make it productive. I have to make it productive one way or another. So yeah, watch this space and we'll have to see where it goes. So there you go, you are all up to speed. Before you go, please remember there is going to be a Facebook Live tomorrow on Sunday. A Facebook Live Sunday the 6th of June, I think, here in the UK at 12 noon. So you'll have to check your times from all around the world and work out when that is. But it would be amazing if a few of you guys could pop by and say hello. I would really, really appreciate it. It's my first ever attempt at a YouTube Live. So hopefully that's going to go well, and pending how that goes, we'll do them every week, or you know, we might juggle the time and try and work out the best time for you guys. So if 12 o'clock on a Sunday is not good for you, let me know what sort of times are, and I would appreciate it if you converted those times to the UK for me, because otherwise it's quite a bit of work for me if lots of you do it. Cool, that sun is bright right in my eyes. Let me switch the camera over here. Yeah, I'm not, you know, I'm not morose. I'm, you know, it is what it is. Every single day that I have here, and every single piece of land that I have access to here, is a gift, is a joy, is an absolute pleasure, and is something that I appreciate and want to take advantage of. So I'm not thinking this is something I deserve and why can't I have it. I'm thinking, well, this is the situation that we have and how can we best maximize it. So that's where I'm coming at it from. Anyway, that's going to wrap this one up. As always, guys, please do press that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Come and check me out on Sunday. Also, come and check out the podcast, Self-Sufficient Hub podcast, and come and join our Facebook group. We've got a small but growing Facebook community, and again, it's Self-Sufficient Hub everywhere you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave me a comment down below, and I will speak to you really soon. Cheers.